Maria, thank you to be here with us today in Monaco on the occasion of LIM Conference to share Milan experience regarding smart city and electric mobility. Could you rapidly explain us why Milan is committed to a smart city development?
Yes, Milano, of course, has a natural vocation, if I can say, because is the city where research activities and industrial business is a very strong part of its history and status. So to be smart is a natural evolution of its business sector, but the city has decided to be smart in terms of is something that helps to become a green and inclusive city.
Mm-hmm. So Milan has historically been a crossroad for global economy, with luxurious trademarks in the field of fashion, such as Gucci, Prada, Dolce & Gabbana, but also in the fields of economy and finance, publishing and communication, advanced research, chemical and mechanical industries. So Maria, could you explain us how Milan drives its attractiveness for convincing innovative businesses and skilled people committed to an economic, connected and sustainable development to be part of this strategy?
Milano has started 1 year ago to define a vision to be a smart city and to adopt a strategy in terms of a formal document that define the vision and the strategies to achieve the vision. Milano has involved all the main stakeholders in this work with the forum, working tables and events, public events and so on. So there is also a communication strategy, a participatory approach method to define the strategy. And this, I think, it could be a driver to attract more and more company and actors in this process.
Okay, so one of Milan's main concern is transportation. So Milan created a zone C representing the historical center, and there is a congestion charge to drive in. Milan also undertakes initiatives in the fields of electric cars and bike sharing with BikeMe. So Maria, could you explain us more about Milan transportation system?
Yes, you mentioned Area C, that is absolutely a key strategy that we adopt to reduce the traffic, the accidents, the pollution, and so on in the city center. You mentioned bike sharing, right, is one of the strategies we adopt to increase the offer of alternatives to the use of cars. We have, of course, many other strategies that we are already developing and we are defining by means of a sustainable urban mobility plan, that's SUMP. And the other strategies are related to enlarge the car sharing system, reorganize the public transport system with more in a more efficient way to answer to the new mobility demand that is mainly linked to interchange trips between Milano and the metropolitan area. We are working on urban logistics. We are working on infomobility, intermodality, so all the main strategies that could help Milano to become a sustainable city in the mobility field, of course.
Okay, so regarding Milan experience for implementing electric mobility, how did the city proceed? Did you first start by an experiment which led you to a choice of implementation. How did you choose your partners for electric mobility? And what were the most important points for Milan in selecting its partners?
Yes, we of course in the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan there is a special chapter related to smart mobility, and clean vehicles are part of the strategies, the improvement, the solution and action to green the vehicle fleet is something important for the mobility strategy. In specific, we have already developed an electric quadricycle service in sharing. Is the small pilot, because we have for the moment just 15 stations with 120 quadricycle vehicles, electric charged. But every station is a charging station, also open to private users. We have the aim to double the number of the station, and more to enlarge the system. So the idea is to have, some electric charge island everywhere in the city, integrated with a sharing vehicle system. The attention to electric mobility is also integrated in the urban logistic strategy. We are now starting with a big project, an important project funded by the Commission, the European Commission. The name is Freeway, because the idea is to promote the use of electric vehicles in urban logistics, in the last mile of urban logistics. And more than this, we are also enlarging our our bike sharing systems, integrating in the system electric bike. The idea is that cleaner vehicles should be an important part of the car sharing system, of the bike sharing system, and of the urban logistic practice, in particular in the city center. And we have to know that the road pricing system, the Area C, has selected the greener vehicle because they are the most pollutant are banned in the area. The less pollutant as electric has not to pay the entrance of the area, so they are incentivized to be part of the Milano car fleet in some sense.
For the car sharing electric vehicle system, does Milan provide a user social experience connected thanks to the ICT?
Well, ICT, of course, is a part of the practice, in particular of the sharing services, because you need to know where the service is located, to book the service, and so on. ICT is part of the system, of course. So I think yes, the answer is yes, it is.
And does the city develop any application on smartphone for facilitating mobilities?
Yeah, of course. We are doing a big work. Has not been finalized because we are at least in front of us 6 months or something more to finalize a big infomobility project with the aim to provide to users all the information they need to select the best way to move in a more sustainable way and so on. So application and open data and so on are, and routers and so on are part of this project. But we already have some piece of this already in place. We have application, we have but what we want to do is something more and more integrated in a way that the user could have only a clear way to select alternatives. That's the aim.
So ICT and the smartphone application are a support for information and communication to raise and encourage the use of electric mobility.
Yes, sure. It's
Okay.
part of this.
So I guess Milan initiatives are constantly undertaken in a way of improvement. So what are the next steps for sustainable mobility in Milan?
The next step, of course, we are working, as I said, by means of the SOMP development, the urban plan. So in less than a year, Milano will have a comprehensive strategy, long-term, 10 years horizon and so on. But we are dealing with new action with a short-term horizon, like, for example, we are enlarging the pedestrian area in the city center. We are working on a big project to create a wide pedestrian area around the Castello in the city center. So realizing, I think, one of the larger pedestrian area in Europe, because we have already a pedestrian area, a wide pedestrian area in the city center, and adding this Castello area is something really huge. And we are working on the idea to create a low emission zone around Milano to control and to control the most pollutant vehicles that has already banned, but we need to control and to avoid their entrance in Milano. And we have some important ideas to improve the speed of the public transport for some most relevant lines to create a rapid service in some sense for bus and for tram. That's the main idea.
Okay, so Maria, considering your Milan experience, could you explain us why committing to a smart city commitment and sustainable mobility is an economic opportunity for the city?
I think it's an economic opportunity for the city because we have in the city research center, companies already dealing with ICT, mobility, communication, all the sector that the city needs to promote mobility policies. So it's a mutual and positive relationship between mobility policy and economy, and of course to creating a more sustainable environment, improving quality of life and so on. I think we produce additional value for the local economy because it became more attractive and so on. That's the point.
Okay, so as a concrete example for attracting people in cities' development goals, LIM is designed to provide a response for cities, bringing together public and private actors, students, researchers, and people for sharing experiences about mobility in cities through a digital experience designed to bring closer mobility innovators and their potential end users. LIM is also about to be launched in Italy with a woman who will be in charge of developing the project in the field of sustainable mobility. So considering your experience in Milan, do you think LIM could be an additional mean to help cities in raising awareness about sustainable mobility?
I don't know in detail what LIM has done elsewhere, but in general, I think yes, it could be an added value because we know that there is, in some sense, a gender view in the mobility, because we have data demonstrating that there are some differences in moving in the city, in selecting the mode of transport and so on, and so I think it could be really an added value. Why not? We need to be a lot. Many actors should contribute to promote this perspective. It's really a challenge.
Okay, so Maria, as a Milan representative today, what kind of message would you like to spread to other cities, to businesses committed to mobility, and to people?
Is what I said. To changing urban mobility is the real challenge for the present and for the future, because changing mobility, you create a more inclusive and green city, and you achieve a lot of results in terms of economy, environment, social inclusion, and so on. But it's really a challenge because it's really difficult to change mobility behaviors and mobility patterns. So we need to be a lot, as I said, many actors with different views, with different interests, but moving everyone in the same direction. And the second message is there is no a unique, a lonely solution. I mean, sustainable mobility is done by many different and various strategies that have to be coherent to one each other, of course, but there is no a unique solution. There are many strategies that have to be developed in a comprehensive way.
Okay, thank you, Maria, for being with us today, sharing Milan experience. We understood the place to be to drive change for smart city and transportation plans, especially thanks to the use of its economic skills of the city and the implementation of smart mobility. Thank you very much, Maria. Bye-bye.
Thank you to you. Bye.